This morning, put that cap on. This morning we're going to test this manifold. We've sealed up both of our ends. Both of our ends have a hole cut out of the end so that we can look back here with a flashlight and look inside the unit. Yesterday we air tested it and it held fine. So this morning we filled everything up with water. The water, if it were to leak on the inside, you could actually see the water. So now we have air and water inside, or we'll have once we pump it up. And so we've got this end sealed off. Both of these ends are sealed, but yet we can still look inside there, and all the inner portion of it now will pump up and try to build pressure on it. And it's a pretty simple process. We're just using a regular hand pump, and we're going to pump this thing up. We usually run about 16 pounds in them. It doesn't take very long once you have water. If you just putting air in there, it's going to take a great deal longer, but with the water in there, it takes up a lot of the so we'll put it right here on this line. On right here, I don't know if you can see it, it says 15 to 16 pounds of pressure, and that's where we're going to want it to stay. And so right now everything seems to be holding just fine. We're just going to hold it here for a little while, make sure before we leave it alone for an hour that everything is holding and nothing is moving. But with the water and the air, you get an indication pretty quick if you have a leak at all. This end's capped, this end's capped. Of course, all this comes off whenever we get through. We're still right on the black line, so there's no indication that we have any leak whatsoever. This is really an after cooler rubber gasket that we use. It's pretty soft, it's pretty easy to seal up that way. And that's really about all there is to it. It's a relatively simplistic process to test these and make sure that they're going to hold. I'm going to set this down right now and just do a real quick inspection, just to make sure we don't have any water intrusion with a flashlight. But if you had any, it would certainly be showing. You really can't get a camera down in here unless you had something like a microscopic deal that would go back there, but we don't. But with a flashlight, you can look in the hole and see if you have anything at all. But it's dry as a bone. So looking back over here now, we see that according to our pressure, we're still, it hasn't moved one bit. It's still sitting right on 16 pounds. So we're going to leave it there, and we're going to come back in about an hour, and we're going to check and see if it held. If it'll hold for an hour, it'll hold for the duration. So we're going to leave it right there, and then we're going to come back in about an hour. Okay, it's been about an hour now, and we're going to come back and check and see where we are. And it's very obvious it has not moved one little bit. Still right on that same mark that it was an hour ago. So therefore, with that type of pressure holding, we have to assume that this is a good part, and that we have no leaks. So we will begin to dismantle here and let the pressure off. And of course, there'll be a little bit of water when we do that. Coming out everywhere. And spewing and making noise from the air and the water. So then we'll take the pressure gauge off of it. just like this. If I can get the clamp off. Get that off a little bit later. We'll go ahead and turn this over and let this water drain out over here. There we go. So now we have all of that done, and we'll do one more inspection on the inside and make sure that we do not have any water leaks. And we're good. So now we'll just take it all apart and put it back on the shelf. We know it's water tested. Close off.